Hello everyone. So in the last session I completed till the theory of forced vibrations, right? So there we got the expression for amplitude A and phase alpha. So now we'll learn about the dependence of this amplitude and phase on the frequency of applied force. So there are totally three cases were there. So case 1 is when P is less than omega. So when P is less than omega, that time the P square will be very small. That means now first you have to consider the expression of amplitude and alpha. First write down the expression for amplitude, that is this. So in this you have to take omega square minus p square is approximately equal to omega square, and this 4b square p square, that is nothing but 2bp, will become 0. So here it is. Okay, A will be equals to F by M divided by, so omega square minus P square, here I took omega square. Okay, this part will become 0. That is nothing but this. Though the system oscillates with frequency of P, its amplitude depends on F by M and it's not sensitive to the variation in P. So, for an applied periodic force of constant amplitude F, A will be constant, that is amplitude will be constant. So now consider phase P, which is given by, so here consider the equation of phase, that is alpha is equals to tan inverse of 2bp divided by omega square minus p square. So here p is very small and omega square minus p square is approximately equals to omega square, I already told you. So that time, so this part will be equals to omega square. Okay, so and 2bp will be equals to 0. So that means this whole part will be equals to 0. So therefore alpha is equals to tan inverse of 0 is approximately equals to 0. That means the displacement and force will be in same phase. Second case is P is equals to omega. So when P is equals to omega, that means omega square minus P square will be equals to 0. Now consider the equation for amplitude. So A is equals to F by M. So here in this equation here, this will be 0. So this part is 2bp. Okay. 2bp. So here b is nothing but, as I already told you, b is nothing but r by 2m and p is your omega. So now here 2m got cancelled. So f by rw is remaining. So that means phase alpha is equals to tan inverse of 2bp divided by, so this is nothing but 0. So tan inverse of infinity is nothing but pi by 2. So here we can see that there is no square on omega which is in the denominator. So thus the amplitude will have the highest value under this condition for a given damping force. This condition is known as resonance. So that we'll study later. Okay. So here alpha is nothing but pi by 2. So it indicates that the displacement has a phase lag of pi by 2 with respect to the phase of the applied force. So this is your case 2. Next one is case 3, that is when P is greater than omega. So this case has the significance only when the damping forces are small. That means B is small here. So now take omega square minus p square whole square is approximately equals to p square the whole square. So this here. So first write down your amplitude formula. Okay. So here this part will be equals to p square. Okay. P square is nothing but p to the power of 4 here. Okay. So as p increases, amplitude becomes smaller. So since b is very small, then you have to take 4b square. P square is less than p to the power of 4. So write down here. Amplitude is nothing but this thing. So here this got cancelled, means it will be p square. So therefore alpha is equals to tan inverse of 2bp divided by omega square is your phase. So here omega square minus p square is nothing but your p square. So here p and p got cancelled, remaining is p. Okay, since b is small, that means 2b by p is approximately equals to 0 and alpha is equals to tan inverse of this thing is equals to 5. So as p becomes larger, the displacement develops a phase lag that approaches the value pi with respect to the phase of the applied force. So this is your third case for theory of forced vibrations.